Well, more than 2,000 Israeli settlers and ultra-nationalists have entered the Al-Aqsa mosque compound in occupied East Jerusalem. Israeli police prevented the settlers from entering the mosque itself. Many were seen performing Jewish religious rituals. Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir and another minister were among the group. And in the occupied West Bank, Israeli settlers stormed the village of Tuwane. They responded to calls on social media to raid Palestinian villages near Hebron. These settlers arrived on buses under the protection of Israeli forces. Snipers provided additional cover from rooftops. Zain Basravi is joining us from Amman in Jordan because the Israeli government has banned Al Jazeera from reporting in Israel. And of course, Zain, as Jordan being the custodian of the holy site, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, have authorities there been saying anything about that incursion?
Well, very clear condemnation and anger coming from Jordan, describing the storming of the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound by two extremist Israeli ministers and members of the Knesset as provocation by extremists. They said that the imposition of restrictions on the entry of Muslim worshippers to Al-Aqsa, meanwhile continuing to enter the compound in this way, is a flagrant violation of international law and historical and legal status quo governing Jerusalem and its holy sites. They described this as Israel's ongoing insistence of allowing extremists to disregard international laws, which is a violation of Israel's obligations as an occupying power. And of course, this is an effort by Itamar Ben-Gvir to push his policy of wanting to change the status quo. He said that the policy of the Minister of National Security, the policy, he says, is to allow freedom of worship for Jews everywhere, continuing to push this Israeli Jewish supremacist narrative. And speaking of the war in Gaza, he said that victory must happen in war, not during conferences in Doha or Cairo. He says we must force them to kneel. This is the message. We can defeat Hamas and bring them to their knees. So very, very strong, bombastic language coming out of the minister at this location on this important day. Timing and optics matter. The image of a far-right Israeli politician who has often peddled hate speech as Israeli policy, set against the backdrop of one of Islam's holiest sites, as there are efforts to end the war in Gaza, to come to some kind of an agreement for a prisoner exchange. These provocations are unlikely to be helpful as people try to move forward with talks in the region.
Okay, Zain, thank you so much for that update from Amman. So that's what's happened in occupied East Jerusalem.